Hello.
Hi. Wow, she's gorgeous.
You're stunning, aren't you?
Oh my God, Married at First Sight UK and its weddings. There's another couple getting married again, and it's like, oh my God, make it stop. I can't remember. I'm just barely remembering the names for the couples that are already on the show without you bringing more. Anyway, the next couple is Matt and Adriana. Adriana, apparently, she was a child carer. Her mom was diagnosed with MS, so she had to take on the carer role, it seems. And she also has her nan. It seems everybody brings their grandparent. Wow. She was then kicked out of the family home. I don't know whether she had reached a rebellious stage and had to move in with her friend and her friend's parents. And she's very grateful for them for giving her that stability when she became homeless. And so we never hear what happened to her mum, whether they still have a relationship or not. But we do see her out with her grandma, which is good. And she says she's always been overweight. She struggled with her weight, and so she would like someone who likes to work out and someone who's very into healthy living and someone who's very outdoorsy. And she's matched with Matt, who he was training to be a professional diver until an injury that stopped him, a career, breaking injury. So he then took on his dad's business, which is a window cleaning business, because his dad suffered a stroke and so was unable to go to work, and he then took on that role. And that's amazing for them. He also is a bodybuilder, and it's like, okay. I like the fact that they're both carers. So they've both sort of been carers in their family, looking after their parents. So that shows that they have the capacity sort of to be loving, caring, empathetic. The bodybuilding and a gym aspect of it, well, I guess, US is always complaining that the experts don't match people with people that they've listed the qualities that they're after. I don't know how long that will last, but hey, to each their own. If that's good for Adriana and allows her to continue on her fitness journey, having a bodybuilder for her husband, great. I don't think I heard anything else that convinced me of their values, but hey, it's too early to know. We'll see what happens when they see each other and they start communicating throughout the experiment. We then go back to London to the rest of the married couples. So you have Thomas sort of talking to Ross about the fact that there was drama at the meetup, and also you have Tasha and Paul is sort of asking that, do you think you'll be able to get over your beef with Erica? And Tasha's like, nah, I don't think so. And you have I like the fact that he didn't sort of like try to interrogate her or try. He was Paul. Paul always seems to be very understanding, a very good communicator and a very supportive partner. So I like how he handled it and didn't sort of go into criticizing her or saying what he felt needed to take place. Whereas you have Erica on the other side, sort of playing victim. Oh, Tasha launched at me and I was like, girl, chill. And it's like, nah. There is a lot more to this fight than we're being told, and I need someone to tell us the truth, because I don't think Tasha would just go off for no apparent reason. I think there's a lot more to this. I wish Portia was there, because Portia would have told us everything that happened. Anyway, you have Nathaniel and Ella having a conversation, and Ella sort of talking about the fact that she thinks that JJ is not really feeling his wife and is really not that into her. And I think Ella has a crush on JJ, and I think JJ has a crush on Ella, because JJ said he likes people who have been enhanced, people who've had work done. So the idea that Ella has had, 60% of her done, I think that's what he likes. She then reveals to Nathaniel that, I did flirt with JJ, and I like the fact that Nathaniel was very honest and told her that you need to be careful because there's somebody else in this relationship. It's not just you, me, and JJ. There's also Bianca. How do you think she'll feel if that were to happen? And I like the fact that he actually made her stop and think, or even though he's somehow got in his feelings, he is justified to get in his feelings because their relationship is not smooth sailing. So the idea that his partner would decide to focus on somebody else is enough to upset him. And then you have Bianca and JJ having a conversation. JJ wants to be on the show. That's the impression that I get. Because if you look at how he responded to Ella as compared to how he's responding to Bianca, you can see that he's trying to be patronizing with Bianca. The fact that he told her that you're an amazing girl, you're one of the nicest people I've met. Well, if she is, what is it about her that you don't like? Tell her the truth. She asked you, do you want us to keep trying or do you want us to stop? And you said you wanted to keep trying, even though you're flirting with somebody else and you're ready to jump onto them. Make it make sense. I don't get it. Anyway, so next up, the couples receive letters that it's family week, so their in-laws week, and their families are going to be coming to visit. And first up is George and Peggy. The producers are crazy. They ain't shit. I'm sorry to swear, they really ain't, because of all the people that they could bring to Peggy and George, they brought Cameron, who was the best man, who made the speech about George messing himself, becoming incontinent, soiling his pants, and Holly, the one who was dragging George at the wedding. And it's like, of all the people they could bring, these are the two people they chose. Okay, it is what it is. Anyway, so George is already sweating buckets because he's worried that Holly is really going to drag him for filth, knowing the fact that she's not really a fan of his. She's not really a fan. She didn't like him at the wedding, and it hasn't changed. And so they do start talking about their relationship. George was excited that his friend came first, so that was good for him. But then he was nervous about Holly coming, and Holly came in guns blazing. They did talk about, his online gaming and the fact that he likes to rim. His wife brought that up, and they brought up the issue about the baguettes, and it's just like, that's a bit TMI. Too much information. And her mom was sort of bewildered because she couldn't understand what everyone was talking about. She couldn't understand what Peggy was talking about. She couldn't understand what Holly was talking about, and she was trying to sort of question what was happening. And then Peggy had to tell Holly not to say anything because she was embarrassed. I think the idea of her mother finding out what her husband likes to do was too much for her. So she begged, Holly to say, please don't tell her. And then, they went into detail about the baguettes and, Adriana, I like the fact that he said, what's your problem? If he's doing it fully clothed, what is the issue? And for Peggy, I think she's a professional woman. So the idea that she's married to someone who's into gaming, as much as it makes people money, I don't think that's sort of a career she would want for her partner. So I get where she's coming from. I don't know. Holly, you can see, is not happy at all. She's not happy. I think if she had her own way, she would choose somebody else for her sister. But because the show has already chosen this man, she has no choice but to put up with him. And so we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how that relationship goes. But I am worried for them. I really am. Worried because I think George has been able to sort of make himself out to be the guy that Peggy would want, but I think Holly can see through the BS. I don't think he's really as interested in this relationship as he makes out. I think he's there just to stay on the show, and so he's going to do and say anything to make Holly happy. Do I see them having a relationship that lasts after the experiment? It's a bit difficult for me because I haven't seen any depth to their relationship. I haven't really seen anything that makes me believe that they really like one another and are really looking towards to being life partners. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Next up is the wedding for Adrian and Matt. I was worried when their sort of requirements for their partner were revealed because I thought they would be very shallow in the sense that they both asked for someone who goes to the gym. But also on the other side, they are both carers. And so it was cute to see their first impressions. They reminded me of Jay and look at how excited they were at the appearance of their spouse. And once they started talking, you could see that they sort of found what they had in common because Adrian said her mum is now in care because they couldn't provide the care that she needs at home. And on his part, Matt revealed that his dad suffered a stroke. He's now paralyzed, so he was unable to come down for the wedding, but his mum is there. And so that was good because it showed Adrian that, this is a compassionate man, a loving man, a caring man, a man who is able to sort of take on his father's business, not because of the finances, but because it's something that was important to his dad. So I really like them as a couple. I think they will join my list of favorites. We'll see how they go, but they seem very natural, and I can understand them sort of saying they have a bond, they have a connection, unlike people like Eric and Jordan. I'm still trying to understand what makes that relationship tick, but hey, I digress. So next up you have Jay and Luke, and the friends. Well, Jay's sister comes over and Luke's friend come over to as the family to visit, and Jay and Luke have always been very smooth sailing. So I've been happy with them, outside of the rumor that I saw in the Daily Mail yesterday. But oh my god, I won't talk about that until it airs, because I try not to peddle in rumors on my site on my channel. Anyway, they seem very happy. Even the sisters sort of relieved that Jay seems to be glowing, and she's happy about that. Luke's friend seems happy for him because they have been the drama-free couple. They've just focused on themselves. They've been asked how is their relationship going, and all Jay said was the sex is good. And it's like, no, Jay, there needs to be more depth to your relationship. There really needs to. I think she was trying to break the ice because they have been having issues in the sense that they are worried that they live 4 hours drive away from one another. And so their worry is what happens after the experiment. While they're in the experiment, it's amazing. They live in the same place. But once they leave the experiment, what happens next? Luke says being in the experiment has shown him how much he misses his family and his friends, so he's not moving from Essex. And Jay also has her family and friends, and so he says he's not going to push her to move. But then it's like, if both of you are not willing to compromise, what's going to happen? Are you going to be a weekend relationship or a weekend marriage whereby during the week you stay where you live and then over the weekend you see each other? Or how is that going to work? And they were told about this during the recommitment ceremony that, you know, if you're doing very well, this is one thing that you're going to start to worry about life after the experiment and what that looks like. And so I don't know. Given the fact that there's this rumor that Luke was kicked out of the experiment, I don't know whether they're still together, whether they plan to stay together, or whether they're moving on, because Luke himself said, unless something big happens, you know, they plan on being together after the experiment. So we'll see how that plays out. And then you have George sit down with his friend for a chat, and he's moaning bitterly that, you know, he has been doing a lot of compromising. So he's now sort of becoming sexually frustrated because Peggy doesn't want to see him to initiate that or to participate in any sort of sexual activity with him, and he doesn't know how long that will last. And his friend sort of asks him to lay the cards on the table and sort of have an honest conversation with Peggy. I can see the drama starting. I think the only reason why they've been smooth sailing is because George has been doing everything Peggy wanted, and the moment he sort of queries that or goes against that, Peggy's going to kick off. So we'll see how that plays out. Peggy is talking to her sister. She's talking about the videos and, you know, how bad they are and what's going to happen. It's like, you have bigger problems than the videos, my love. You have bigger problems. George is complaining that you're not becoming physically intimate, and he's worried about that aspect. So even if all his videos were choir boy videos, they were innocent, there's still going to be that big aspect. What are you going to do about that? How are you going to resolve that? Am I surprised that Adrian and Matt are very comfortable around one another? No. Even when they were taking their wedding pictures, they were asked to kiss, which they did naturally. When they sat down with their family, they were asked, how do you feel about your partner? Do you think you were matched to the right person? They seem very ecstatic and happy. So I'm not surprised that they're doing very well, and I'm not surprised that they're really enjoying one another's company. I think they actually might be one of the success stories if they stay on the same path. Obviously, if things don't come out of left field and suddenly change. So I have high hopes for them. I wish them all the best. And then you have, Jay having a conversation with her sister because Luke has said that he's not willing to move. And her sister's right to be worried because she says Jay is a people pleaser. So she's worried that Jay has offered to move if need be. So she's worried that is Jay moving because she's really in love, or is she moving because this is, in my opinion, the only person that's really treated her the way she thinks she should be treated, and so she's afraid to lose him, and will do anything to sort of save her relationship with him. I don't know. I really hope she does. If she's going to move, she moves because she wants to move, not because she's trying to save her relationship. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I think because the other couples have recently been married, this is why the experts decided not to sort of bring in their family, because they've just seen each other's family at the wedding. So what's the point? So it was cute to see them have a meetup for Bianca, Erica, JJ, and Jordan. But it was very awkward in the sense that Erica and Jordan are way further ahead of Bianca and Joy J. So seeing them have conversations was very uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. You could see that Bianca felt some type of way because she is not in as loving a relationship as Erica is, and so it's uncomfortable for her to be sitting there and watching them have these intimate moments, something that she's craving from her partner. And for Jordan to bring up the fact that JJ was flirting with Ella, I think was out of order. I think it wasn't necessary. It was just adding fuel to the fire and just ensuring, you upset somebody, given the fact that he had already observed that there was tension and they didn't seem comfortable around one another. I don't know why he did that. I seriously don't know why he did that. I don't like that. And you could see that Bianca was hurt. And for JJ to use his reasoning as, oh, I always go for people who have had work done, doesn't make sense to me. I think that's a lot of BS. But anyway, that's just me. I don't know. I think JJ is not into her. I've said it before. He doesn't like Bianca. He's just there to sort of have publicity for his business. And that's it. And it's sad that Erica and Jordan were not sensitive enough to sort of withhold that information, or Jordan was not sensitive enough, because he's the one who brought it up, to sort of withhold the flirting information and leave it until after he's spoken to JJ to find out if JJ had revealed this to Bianca. I didn't like that. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed watching the family meetup, and I can't wait to see the continuation tonight. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. Please click the link in my video to watch my review of episode 16. Bye everyone.